Well, this was certainly a big result for you. I know there's a lot of uncertainty just in the world overall right now, but what does make, I mean, are you thinking about your career, like what makes sense in terms of a name, or like when you want to fight again, or what makes sense for you next?
Man, you know what, I think I've been pushing my career so long, and Duke's been just along for the ride. It's time for me to listen to Duke. You know, I've been like, Duke, let's get to the next big guy. Let's go to 45, fight Oliveira, and get a title shot. And Duke's just like, yeah, if you want to do it, let's do it. But I'm going to go sit down with Duke, and we're going to pick a real path to greatness.
Anthony, I bounced off the back of that. Rafael Dos Anjos called you out on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I really want to fight at 155 some more. Before I can't want to fight at 155 anymore, because I know my body's getting harder to make that weight class. You know, I did the last weight cut for the last fight in January. I did myself, and I felt so freaking good, and I didn't get the result I wanted. So I want to go back and do that again before I commit to 170 pounds.
Cool. When the decision was read out, you did say to Don, like, I'll take it. Were you actually surprised that you got the win? Did you think maybe Cerrone had won the fight?
No, I didn't know who won the fight, honestly, because I knew in my head 2 takedowns, 1 round, he got a takedown, 2nd round, got a takedown. I didn't know if he won the round because there's no crowd. Like, for real, like, my fighting style is off the crowd. Like, when the crowd cheers, I'm like, okay, that was good, let's do that again. This time, you know, I was snapping his head back, getting him some big shots. There's no crowd to, like, tell you, all right, that was like, oh, wow, there's none of that. And I'm really trying to listen to my corner. So my corner's like, yo, you won that fight, head up, keep your head high, like, you know, you look good. And then his corner saying he won the fight. So that was the first time I've been in a position where it's just like, yo, I don't know.
You mentioned that you know, you sort of understand where he's at. He's lost 4 in a row now, but he's such a legend of the game. What do you think is next for Cerrone, or should he just start taking these exciting fights with guys like yourself? And what do you see next for Cerrone?
I think whatever Cerrone wants next is what has to be next. And now I'm gonna go have a beer with him. He got his RV out parked outside. You know, me and Cerrone are friends, bro. Like, I respect the guy as an athlete and as a person. But only Cerrone knows that. You know, if Cerrone's feeling a certain way about these fights or a certain way about these, I know what he's feeling. Like, when he said he didn't want to be in the counter fight, it's not like he didn't want to be there, like, for real. Like, physically, it's just like this little voice in your head that's just like, yo, your arms are tired, your body's not feeling right, something's wrong. Like, you gotta fix that. And that's what I was talking about with the psychologist. Like, these little limitations that we're putting on ourselves that is not really there.
When did the UFC offer you guys that?
21 days ago when I
that's when they started?
No, I think it's been like for the beginning of the year, I think this guy came. It's something I always wanted to do, but I just never had access to it. And it's kind of like one of them topics that's like, for me, it's like, yo, I'm Hispanic, you know, it's like looked down upon a little bit, which is weird because it's really a tool that we need. Like, it's kind of like a weakness, if you will, if you look for advice on mental strength. But now that I did it, I'm like, yo, I tell Sergio, my brother, immediately, like, yo, you gotta get in this zone, because if you want to last in this sport, this and your body all need to work together.
So specifically, just if you give us an example, what exactly has he said to you that it sort of clicked in your mind? You go,
thoughts are just thoughts. Like, that's the first thing he said. Like, you have to be okay with the thought just being a thought. Recognize that it's there. It's, you know, accept that it went through your head, but dismiss it. And how do you get back to what he says is getting to like a pillar of, for me, it's like family, training, like things that's gonna make me make a decision on that kind of stuff. So like, when you read social media, it's 2 seconds of reading a negative tweet that could mess up my whole practice, my whole week of practice. And I was allowing that to happen. Where like, I'll read one thing, but yo, Pettis needs to work on his takedown defense. And now my next 2 weeks of training, whether I know it or not, like, I'm thinking about this little comment that shouldn't even matter. So recognizing it was the biggest thing. Like, thoughts are just thoughts.
Anthony, right here. What did when you heard the news about Jacare last night?
Whoa, man! You know, the scary thing was he was on the weigh-ins with us, and they like had a stage for like an hour and a half, like just sitting there. So it was just like, I saw him. You know, I think they did a good job like keeping him separate because I didn't see him all week until that point. But it's just a scary thing. Like, it made you realize, like, fight week felt a little normal, and then all of a sudden, boom, somebody got tested positive for COVID. You're like, damn, it's still here. Like, you know, it's the world is in a weird place right now.
And one final one. A lot of fighters back here saying they could hear the commentary while they were fighting, and they used it to their advantage. Specifically, Bryce Mitchell could hear them calling like transitions, and he would go against them. Could you hear commentary too?
Yeah, I could hear what they were saying. You know, I was really trying to tune in to do Lucas again. You know, I think that was part of like the thing I just talked to him about.
Yeah.
Thoughts are just thoughts. Like I can't let all these opinions get into my head and change. It's only 15 minutes, man. It's not a long time. Like we could have an amazing training camp, and if one thought messes up your 15 minutes, you got to go back. We don't have next weekend to go erase that. We got to wait 2, 3 months, 4 months to erase that. So yeah, I can hear it, but I just really focused on new roofers.
Cool. Thank you,
Enjoy,
sir.
fellas.
Appreciate it. Congrats, man.